your emails, you always get those questionnaires that say, what's your favorite day of the week? I always say game day. What's your favorite time of the year? You know, people put Christmas, whatever. Mine is the postseason. This is the third season. It is exciting. The SEC Network and ESPN have put together a first-class event that will be hosted in Baton Rouge. They're going to have 9 high-definition cameras with a slow-mo in center field. They're going to have an on-site studio, which, I mean, I think it's the first time ever at the softball tournament. But I'm just thinking, like, you know, you're watching Wimbledon and they have the on-site people with the tent over their head. You know, they're going to have that at the tournament. Kids are going to be taken to the on-site studio to be interviewed. Coaches will be interviewed at the on-site studio. They're going to have color in the dugouts, on the field. It's really, it's exactly like the Women's College World Series. The 2 producers that do the Women's College World Series will be there, along with the game-by-game and along with the color, or play-by-play and the color. So it's just an exciting time of the year. It's an incredible honor to earn your way there, which is something that not every sport in the conference has to do. We have to earn our way to the tournament. And so it's an honor to do that, and exciting time of the year, even looking beyond that, in that this is potentially only the second time in program history to be able to go to the postseason, to the NCAA tournament, for a 4th consecutive year. Obviously, we have not had a selection show, but I feel like our resume speaks for itself at this point.
Questions for Vann or the girls?
So all that TV material in there makes you want to hang around and play a long tournament stay?
You know what? I was just talking to the producers and color and play-by-play for tomorrow's game, and I just referenced it as the golden era of softball, and I really wanted us to be able to hang around for the girls to experience how cool this really is. You know, I'm not sure that you really get it until you're there and you see it all. And that's even for me, who's, you know, I have experienced it at the World Series, but it just doesn't really slap you across the face until you're in the environment. And I really hate that we're missing out on the practice day, because that's part of the environment of the SEC tournament. But however, we are in finals, and we've got several kids. We had kids start today at 7 a.m., taking 3 finals today, practicing getting on the bus and playing at 11 a.m. in the morning. So yes, I would love for us to have the opportunity to win some big games, which we definitely have the ability to do, and for us to stick around, not just because you want to win games, but because I would love for them to experience what an incredible atmosphere. You know what? It's actually the regional site, wherever we're going, will be almost not that it's not going to be a letdown. Being in the NCAA tournament is never a letdown, but the championship vibe, what the SEC Network and ESPN and what the conference is doing for this tournament is a true championship vibe that has never been done before. And I want the girls to experience it. I want to experience it. I want Mississippi State to experience it. And it's really going to be something really cool. I'm very excited about it.
Has it been long since you faced Missouri? What do you remember about them and the challenges they'll present?
Well, you know, Mizzou is a great team. They're very well balanced offensively with speed and power. They have 2 very good pitchers, both young, a freshman and a sophomore, who have experienced ups and downs throughout this year. So I feel like they have prepared themselves for postseason as well as everybody in the league. I think we've all done a very good job at preparing each other for the league to do well in the NCAA. So, you know, I don't expect anything any different except for to play another great game against another great opponent, just like we've done the last 24 games. In an exciting atmosphere where it's win or go home.
Caroline, looking at stats, even though there's nobody in the top 15 in individual hitting on this team, everybody's right up there with, especially with extra base hits, things like that. Is the balance your coach talked about, is that applied to the offense?
Yes, completely. There's been so many situations this year where something's big has happened and it's someone different every single time. And I think that's to credit Coach Ricketts and everything she's done for us this season. She came in and she works with us individually as individuals. She doesn't teach everyone the same way. It's how your swing works, and she understands that, and she's going to work with you. And just the mentality she brings to us, and she makes us very confident at the plate. And I think that's just transferred into some great at-bats by everyone on the team, not just the starters. When people come in to hit, everyone, they're confident in the box, and it shows in results.
Vann, I know you've been waiting a long time for that stadium over there. How excited are you to see the construction already underway?
Excited is not the right word. Elated. I've been in the league a long time. I haven't been in it the entire time. It's my 15th year in the league. That's been there 19 years. And I just am really happy for all the players that have played here, the 2 coaches that have coached and assistants that have coached here prior to me. It is something that needs to be done, and I feel very honored to have the opportunity to be a part of something that could possibly be there for 19 years. That is really cool, and I'm really more excited for our players. They deserve it. They work hard. I just got through talking about the exams. Our kids are taking a week's worth of exams on Monday and half a day Tuesday, and then we're going to the SEC tournament and playing at 11 o'clock tomorrow. We're not even going to be at the tournament site for a whole day before we play. And they give up so much, they sacrifice so much to be an SEC athlete. Yes, it is a huge honor to be an SEC athlete, and they've earned it, and they've worked hard, but when they get here, they sacrifice the normal student life. They're student athletes. They're not just students, and they sacrifice a lot of things to be a part of something so special. And now to be able to play in a stadium, in a venue that we when we go around the conference or even around the country, that they experience others having, it's just going to be so rewarding for them and the players that did not get to play in it, and knowing that they had such a part of history. Elated, fantastic. I don't know what to say about it except for that. I'm proud to be a part of it, and I'm excited for our players to get to play in it, because it is an honor to get to play in it and be a part of the building of it. And it's a reward for these young ladies who sacrifice so much and who are given so much to get to play in.
For the players, what's it like trying to practice and keep focused on the SEC tournament while all the constructions and destructions taking on around you?
I mean, it's a good thing to have this construction going on. It might be a distraction, but we're still out there, we're practicing, we're getting the day's work in, and we're going to focus on the next game at task, which is the SEC tournament. So I mean, yeah, we're elated that the stadium's getting built, but we have one focus, and that's to practice and get ready for the tournament.
I'm going to throw in my 2 cents. At this time of the year, they've had 1 million practices. We play 56 games. They've heard a pregame speech and a postgame speech from me 56 times, times 2. And there's really not a whole lot of new things that I have to say, right? I mean, at this point, you think about football, Dan Mullen gives 12 pregame speeches and 12 postgame speeches, right? I mean, I'm given 56. And that's great. What a great opportunity. But they're really kind of tired of hearing from me. And I don't blame them. I'm tired of hearing from myself. So when you're out there and you're looking around, it's exciting. It's like, wow, there's something moving. This isn't like every single day. This isn't every same day practice. It's an exciting feeling to see the bulldozer and half the thing down, half the stadium halfway down. I mean, I drive by it and I'm like, woo! It's not your normal everyday practice. It's not your normal here in Vann, no, you gotta do this, no. It's like Charlie Brown at this point. And it's exciting. So practice doesn't feel like the same. It's exciting. You're like looking around going, there are going to be chairbacks right there next year. Hell, stay. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Kayla, your coach talked about the SEC tournament, all the TV exposure. I know you haven't seen it or experienced it yet, but it's like kids in the candy store kind of feel when you get there.
It is, for
Let's talk
sure.
about that.
I mean, I've never experienced it either, but I mean, it's just exciting to know that, softball's taking that next level, and there's going to be all these cameras, and I think that it's a really good thing to be able to play in front of the lights, and this is not only going to set us up for, super regionals and beyond, but I think it's just really good to be able to be on that stage, and also, I mean, there's a lot of girls back home who are looking up to us, and I think that that's a really good thing as well.
On a similar exposure kind of thing, Van, you talked about the SEC network. What has it done in terms of scouting, recruiting, for y'all's parents being able to watch from wherever you are? It feels like that impact's been pretty big.
It's been huge, especially for scouting. We were able to have a young lady, actually football lent us is that a word, lent? Anyway. We borrowed a GA or a manager from football who did video for us this year, and she would actually clip the opponent off of the network, their pitchers and their hitters and we would send it to their phones. So they're actually pregame, postgame, whatever, and they're like watching, their phone in preparation for the pitcher they're going to see or the hitter they're going to face, and maybe defensive nuances, and it's just a huge advancement in what we can get our hands on. Before we weren't able to always get our hands on maybe current games being played. So we're watching a game of our opponent that we're going to play tomorrow. We're watching them play on Sunday, the previous Sunday. So it's fresh. It's not old footage. It's not footage from the year before. Where last year we maybe were using footage from the year before that we took ourselves. And with the better camera angles and whatnot, you're getting better views. And obviously recruiting, the league has more exposure. People know more about the league itself. They know about the coaches. They know about the players. They know if they would identify with that system. And it's just, and then for I know my dad, he watches everything. He calls me after the game, why did Caroline do X, Y, or Z? He's just, or why did you do that? And I'm like, oh, Dad. But I'm sure they get it from their parents too if they're not able to come to the game, and it's just great for the kids from far away for their parents to be able to see. It's light years. It's been extremely beneficial in all realms.
Van, talk about, obviously, now that you are in the postseason, third season, it's going to take Alexis, but it's going to take more than just Alexis. So just talk about your pitching staff and how you felt like it has evolved throughout the season. I know there have been some ups and downs, but obviously in the third season, this is when everybody's going to do their best.
I don't really know that. I asked Kelsey Nunley in Kentucky what they feel like if anybody else needed to pitch next year.
Okay.
She pitched them all the way to the World Series. But hey, you're right. Silkwood has been the workhorse, obviously. She's got 211 innings. But I'll go ahead and say I had some genius scheduling because, toot toot my own horn. But we kind of took it a little bit light these last 2 weeks. We were off from the SEC and did not play a midweek for the purpose of trying to get her some rest. I knew going into the year that we were going to be a little thin in the circle, and I don't know that I anticipated 211 innings, but the next closest innings pitched is 64 in comparison to the 211. But I do feel like over the last 2 weeks that she's been able to get some much needed rest. I feel like she mentally, if anybody could handle it mentally, physically, gut-wise, heart-wise, it's her. And she wants to be out there. So, we're going to ride her for as long as we can and, try to use Cassidy, Holly, and Toller in strategic situations. Toller has been very successful against left-handed hitters all year. You might just see Toller run out there and throw to one batter. You may see Cassidy, who's really turned it on as of late. In the last 10 games, she's got 21 innings pitched and done a very good job for us. She's just gotten better and better and better over the course of the year. You may see her go out and throw 3 outs or maybe 1 out. You may see her go out and throw to a matchup and come back in more like a baseball-type bullpen. But we will be relying heavily on Silkwood, and I do believe that she is ready for that and can handle it, and I believe our team feels the same way.
I was talking to them a little bit about Scott Strickland, and you talk about new stadium coming in. The impression I get is there's a dedication from him to softball, to all sports, obviously. But I think Carol, you said you feel like you're just as important as a football player around him. I mean, is that kind of the vibe you get from?
When I came on my interview, he worked in the league a lot, Kentucky, Auburn, and of course I've been in the league, so I knew